Yo, tonight on the Bap Chat, we welcome in the mighty J Rawls. Yo, Io, let's start the show.
Yes, let's start this show. My name is MC Till.
And I am Profound.
Maya Masmarad, peace, y'all.
And together we bring you the Bap Chat number 103. We have a doctor in the house tonight. We are going to introduce him in just a second. But Io Mas, man, what's on your mind, man? What are you excited about these days?
Man, excited, still high from the trip to Cincinnati.
Yes.
And spending time in Detroit. The event was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to POC, shout out to Vibe One. I always forget the sister's name.
Fortune.
Peace to the Queen Fortune. She did her thing, and the DJ. It was just a dope experience, man. Yeah, so I'm still, riding high for that. So glad I was able to come, and man, it was dope. It was dope.
Yeah, man.
It was dope.
It was great to see you again, man. Profound.
Yeah,
what's
man,
on your
too,
mind
man.
today?
What's on my mind, man? Oh man, football for the young kids, man, starting up, man.
Yes.
We getting ready to gather the kids up. School is out next week, and we getting ready to get them running in this hot summer heat. Get them conditioned and all. You know how it go. But that, man,
coaching.
and then hip hop is that one. Yeah, man. I'm coaching this year, man. So
that's dope.
I'm gonna have to have y'all hold it down while the season is going on, because I may not be able to get on like I want to, but still we gonna be in effect, and that's how we do. So other than that, man, I'm chilling.
Dope. Well, I'm still excited too. Io Mas from that event at Everybody's Records last Saturday, man. I had such a good time there. It was good to see you, and it was just good to, just put on a nice show for folks and celebrate the native tongues and the local hip hop scene. So I'm definitely excited about that. And our guest tonight actually has ties to Cincinnati, and we're going to talk about that tonight. The man that you see on the screen tonight does it all. As a producer, he continues to make incredible music. He can also rhyme, and he can DJ, and he's a certified doctor. And his academic work is groundbreaking as he teaches teachers how to engage young people through understanding and teaching hip-hop, culture, and music. He's one of the best to ever do it, hands down. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise as we welcome to the Bap Chat the good Dr. J Rawls.
Get out of here, man. Y'all dudes, man. I want to say big ups and thank you. But first of all, man, I gotta get on y'all a little bit, man. How y'all was kicking it at everybody's and ain't holler at your boy, man? Io, you come down from Canada and come to Cincinnati and
that's messed up. You right, bro. My bad, bro. It'll never happen again, J Rawls.
Yeah, really.
My bad, bro. You absolutely right, bro.
Yeah,
I'm glad you put me on blast, bro.
I'm sitting here listening like, hold up. They was in the natty talking about everybody's. I'm like, did y'all hold me some records to the side? I don't even tell Woody and them to hook me up. Like nothing. I got nothing. Like nobody told me nothing.
Man.
Yeah, see,
that's messed up.
That's how they did me like that too. They did it without me too, bro.
How they do it?
See, and I'm crew. They did it without man. Left me over here on the West Coast, man.
Man, sorry, man.
And then Profound, you talking about football, man? It's kind of crazy because I used to coach and do all that too, man. And but all my kids is older now, so I'm done. Them days is done. I got my summers to myself. I don't even know how to act. But hold on, I got a question. Y'all starting them in June, like they get out of school, and then the next day y'all got them at the spot running in the heat. They don't even get a month off. We used to start in July.
Nah, they ain't getting no month off over here. No. And you know what? The only thing is, it's not every day. We start once a week, so like we'll start on a Sunday or something like that early because we out here on this West Coast. So now before that, that real stuff come. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, dang, that's why the West Coast them dudes be so good, boy, because they
all year round. That's right.
Exactly.
Hey, J Rawls, man, I think your invitation got lost in the mail or something, man. I'm not sure what happened, man. I'm sorry.
Cool,
but
before my feelings hurt, man. But
sorry, man. Before the pandemic, though, I know we were talking before the pandemic, and I think did you come down to the what is that spot? The Music Resource Center, or did that it might have got canceled due to COVID?
and so I don't remember coming down there for that. But like, I mean, I lightweight being a natty. I just go to the natty to dance sometimes. Like,
okay,
I might lovely and go, holler at the crew up there, or I might hit the tree. What's the tree? What is it called? The tree joint downtown on Main Street. I'll hit that spot. Is that still open?
No, I don't think that's still open.
No, come on.
I don't know. Don't quote me. But
man, a little secret spot.
Yeah, and J Rawls, before we go any further, something happened to your audio, man. It's like, do y'all hear that? It's like cutting in and out. It's like the Matrix is jumping in there and messing with it.
No, I'm talking like I was. I don't know, man.
I know. I don't know what happened. We can hear you. It's just a lot of static, like every time you talk. So I'm not sure if there's anything you can do.
It's like not showing up to sound check. Remember that? The sound man be uptight, man. You don't go to sound check, man.
He was here on sound check. It sounded great.
He sounded fine. Right. Like, bro,
I know.
You try to sabotage my show, man.
Right.
I don't know what's going on. Let me look at these settings. Let's see.
Yeah, while you look at those settings, man. We definitely need to get you down here to Cincinnati to do something again, because I think what happened, not with everybody's, but with the before the pandemic started, there's a music resource center organization here where they teach kids how to like make beats.
Yeah,
like they do guitar lessons, and the kids learn how to do like audio recording. Like, it's really, really dope. And I had a talk with my man Wally, who helps out with that program and heads up some of the divisions down there, about having you come and hang out with the kids and do a little class. And so I think that was like right before the pandemic, so it kind of got side railed. So we'll have to pick that conversation up again.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, let me.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, can we talk just a little bit about the Cincinnati scene? Because I know it holds a special place in your heart. Can you tell the people that have not heard this story yet, what your ties are with Cincinnati?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me? All right, better.
Oh man, it's clear now, but it's dropping out.
Yeah, it's going in and out. Yeah, I don't know why.
That's weird.
I don't know. I can hear that. I can hear it doing that.
You can hear it doing it?
It was, yeah.
Technical difficulties, man.
It's hip hop.
That's hip hop. That's right.
It's hip hop, man.
That's right. Those are the times where you tell the DJ, let me just drop the mic, get the crowd to clap, and just like freestyle real loud, as loud as you can, so everyone can hear you. Yeah. So, we can't hear you at all now, J Rawls. We see you. You look nice, but we can't hear you. Looking good tonight. We're gonna get it together.
I can translate for him. He said, "This is some."
Right. I don't know. Maybe J Rawls. Maybe you want to try to. What's that?
You hear me now? Yo, it's just
still choppy.
Yeah, it's still choppy. Why don't you drop out of the call and then try to reconnect and see if that will make the day brighter? You want to try that?
Make the day brighter. That's what's up.
Okay. Oftentimes that works. That's the easiest troubleshooting method. Turn it off, turn it back on, type of thing.
We keep it here real with y'all here, man. This is y'all seeing it live and authentic. We have technical difficulties like y'all do at the show. Y'all know how it goes. Just hold on. Go to the bar. Go, do all of that. Get her number right now while you can before we get to getting on, and we'll be straight.
Yo, shout out to Abram, who says, "I'm geeked to hear Jay drop gems." Yeah, man.
Yeah, he was getting ready to get started.
Absolutely.
J Rawls is the man. We're gonna get into his his work as in the academic world, because there it is. There it is.
That's what I was talking about. I'm
right there.
And I got it signed by the man himself.
All right.
J Rawls. You know what I'm saying?
Now, did John Robinson have anything to do with that book, or was John Robinson?
Yeah,
I know he was on the album.
Yeah. They both wrote. He wrote, because he, how they set it up was J Rawls did the academic side, and then John Robinson talked about his experience in the classroom that related to, that related to the academic. Like the articles and stuff like that. It's a dope read, man. Don't let the size fool you just because it's thin. This boy potent, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of great Man, you see my book, man. Like, I know you're not supposed to do this, but man, you see my joint underline. I conversate with my books
I
when
do
I
that
read
too,
them,
man.
I'll be like engaged.
Why don't you?
I write all over my books, man. Yeah.
Me too, man.
There's all kinds of notes in my Bible and Quran and all types of stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
for real.
Especially when you want to reference something, you know that you know, I got little sticker tags and all of that, man, so you can go and reference something real quick.
You're definitely
favorite passages and scriptures and all of that, man.
Exactly. Man, thanks, bro.
Oh, that's dope, man. Yep.
Thank you, brother Khalid. Yes, sir. Peace.
Man.
Thank you, my brother.
Man,
it was beautiful, man.
It wasn't. What you think of Vibe One's performance, Iomos, last Saturday?
Veteran, bro. A veteran's veteran, bro. Like, I was straight taking notes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, Joe, he dope, man. Vibe One is amazing, bro. Man, shout out to that brother, man.
We're gonna get into some Cincinnati hip hop with J Rawls here in a minute, but I've told this story before. I don't think I've told it on the Boom Bap Chat, but when I first moved to Cincinnati, there was this this open mic, and then they had like a feature group perform. You know how they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to this open mic, and you know, a few people got up and did their thing, and they were cool. But then I got up and like I just ripped it, man. I was like, yeah, man, I tore that down. Like people, you know, people didn't know me, so like I didn't look like anything, just whatever. And like people were like kind of talking when I started rhyming, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh, what's he talking about?" Then Vibe One and his group, while Tootsie Tribe, got up and performed, and man, oh man, I went home and practiced that night because I was like, my performance was trash compared to that because they were just, they put on a show. So shout out to the Watusi Tribe here in Cincinnati. All right, J Rawls.
Check. Any luck?
Yeah. It sounds great.
I had to go back to the old laptop. Now, how does that work?
Wow.
Sometimes you go back to the Atari, man. See,
you gotta
go back to the Atari, the 2600.
You know what? I could. I wish I could go back to the 2600.
You gotta take it back sometime. So,
what up, Coop?
Taking it back. If you could take it back for us one time and just chat a little bit about your connection to Cincinnati and how you got started here in this area.
So the way it worked was, man, my light is mad bright. The way it worked was I went to college at Cincinnati, man, UC, man. So I was I went out there in like 92. And I was still doing work with a lot of cats back home in Columbus. And so what ended up happening was I started getting a little bit known, and cats was like, yo, you know, you doing your thing. And so they was like, I started doing beats for like different people in the city. And I started off with this cat named Hood. But he went on to the radio now. Well, he used to be on Wiz, but he was Mighty Joe Young or something like that. He changed his name. But Hood was a rapper back then. Started with Hood, Dose One, Fat John, 5Ds, Home Skillet. Like just doing little music and stuff for them, right? And then you know, the name started moving around. I ended up meeting Mood, High Tech, all them dudes, and just kind of got cool with them. And then, you know, they introduced me to Kweli. And then from there, you know, he just like him and I don't know if y'all remember, but Rawkus put out the Reflection Eternal 12-inch, and then they put out the Most Def. Well, the Most Def first, then Reflect. And both of those 12 inches did so well that Rawkus was like, yo, we don't really have a budget for each of y'all to do an album, but since y'all best friends and real close, why don't y'all do an album together? And so that's where the Black Star album came from. That's how that happened.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it was, you know, and then from there, and then Qua was like, yo, give me some beats, you know, gave him the beat tape. Y'all remember the beat tape days.
Oh, yes.
Gave him the beat tape, and that was it, man. The rest is history.
And on that tape was what I believe was like a 40-ish second interlude.
Yeah.
That you did your research.
That would come to be known as what?
As Brown Skin Lady. The Brown Skin Lady was just an interlude. It was just, but I had did it just to showcase some of those changes. I don't know if you remember in the song, it has a lot of changes in it, and that's later what Mos Def would tell me that attracted him to the beat. Because I just remember, like, I was in Columbus, I was at home, I don't know, doing the dishes or something. You know, I'm a kid. You know, I mean, I just graduated, but I'm back at home with my dad, so I'm doing chores. You know, I'm sitting there like, and Quad called me, and he had Most on three-way, and Most was singing "Brown Skin Lady," like he was doing the chorus, and that was it, and so next thing I know. Quad pretty much or he or A&R that whole album. I know there was another A&R, like I think it was Black Sean, but Quad put it all together. I mean, everything I heard, all the details, everything that happened was Kweli. He was like, "Yo, here's your plane tickets. You know, here's this, here's that. Here, you know, this is how we're gonna do it." So it was a great experience.
Wow. I just think that's so cool that short little interlude, you know, was one of the biggest, you know.
Yeah. I mean, but in how it goes, it's the unexpected stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people ask me all the time, they're like, "Yo, y'all's making a classic album. Did y'all know that?" Yeah. No, how did we didn't know that. We was just making what we thought was good music.
Absolutely.
And we had no idea if people would mess with it or not. Like you never know, man. So you put your heart into everything, go from there.
Yeah. Wow. Iomas, Profound, anything stick out to you so far?
Yeah, that was a loop. I mean that was an interlude. Like I'm blown by that, man. I was listening to that today. I'm gone, man. That got me gone. You just never know, man.
Just about 40 seconds, man. I had to make it longer. That was the first thing. It was like, "Yo, we need you to make this longer so we can write to it."
Wow.
Damn, baby girl, look at you coming on the block looking fresh. Come on, man. What?
So you mentioned the 5 Ds. I want to shout out Abram that follows us. 5 Ds. Shout out Fat John and
somebody shouting out Fat.
Yeah, those 3582 Rawls and Fat John releases are so classic. And this, I want to show you this joint right here. This album right here. For those listening to the podcast, did you say 3582 or 3582? I can't remember.
3582.
3582. Situational Ethics. Dope concept right here. And this was the first CD I bought from Everybody's Records. I wasn't living in Cincinnati at the time. I was just visiting.
You serious?
I saw that. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I know J Rawls. I didn't know Fat John at the time. But I was like, I know J Rawls. All right, I'm gonna pick this up. And first CD I bought from Everybody's. Crazy, isn't it? Iomas, anything sticking out to you yet?
Nah, man, everything is on point. Like I know, like for me, and plus, you know, shout out Kweli, his book. That book is amazing. High Vibrations. Like he talked about that very thing that, you know, J Rawls was talking about the interlude and extending it. But I want to know, like, one of my favorite beats by you is Renaissance on the All Natural album. Like with you and Jay Sands. That's like one of my favorite beats of yours. So can you talk about how that came about? Like, how did that happen? I know your connection with All Natural, because that's how I met you. It's through All Natural.
Yeah, through All Natural. I mean, Cap D was just one of the dopest dudes that I knew, man, and just building with him and doing different. I think I met him. We did a show out in Chicago, and we got to talking, and it was just mutual thoughts like hip hop and that. And so we ended up just talking to him and asked him, "Yo, y'all want to be on this song?" And we ended up we recorded it. I think it was at his crib on LA, like Lakeshore Drive. Like we actually did it where so it was just one of them things that just happened just because of friendships, that's, and Cap D is still my man. He out there getting his Golden State on. He's real good right now, So, but it was just real organic. There was no like, yo, the check is in the mail. Let me pay you. How much is this? It was all barter. Right. That's why they also put it on their joint, man. Like it was just like, yo, we just fam.
Right. That's dope.
That's a dope joint. Super dope joint. Yeah. Speaking of dope joints, I want to show you another dope joint here and get your thoughts on this one. JR 1960s Jazz Revolution again. This is it's like some people that just love this album, and I know why, because I love it. It's just the coming together of the jazz and hip hop. What inspired y'all to make that album?
Me and John had talked about doing a record for years. I met him like the way I really met him, real talk, and we'd say I didn't know you, but I was in Fat Beats, and Kweli was like, "Oh, you got to get this record right here." And I'm like, I don't know who this is, but it's on Fondlem, so it's probably gonna be nice. That's Bob's joint. And I was like, he was like, I freestyled this every time, and it was Powers of Nine Ether by Science of Life, and that song crazy. So that's how I first heard of Psy, and then that voice, he came with that voice.
Yeah,
I can't even imitate his voice. He got the best voice in the game. And so I was like, yo, man, we should do something one day, because we was alikes. We had a lot in common. And we decided to do the record. It was like, yo, let's give it a theme. Let's talk about something. And he was like, I always like Lee Morgan and the whole jazz thing from the 60s. I was like, yo, well, jazz is my bag. And I had the jazz samples on, that was my thing. That's right here. I got that. So we ended up doing that. And that album is special to both of us because it's really who we are. Like that jazz hop, that feel, that's what we love. That's the basis for us. That's the origin. And that's how that came about, man. I think we got that in 2009, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's such a dope album. And I was cleaning the house the other day, listening to Chick Corea, and that sample, I forget which sample it was, but that sample came on. You used, I was like, yeah, oh, I never heard that sample, the original source, until that day, man. That's such a dope flip. So dope album.
Yes, sir.
We'll get into what new stuff you're working on, but I did want to ask about your academic, what you do in that space. I thought I heard you've been at it for over 20 years now in education. Can you just chat with us a little bit about like how you got your start in the classroom and yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing Lady and doing all of that stuff, I was a computer programmer. And I was doing that, and I did it, for the money. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And I'm great money, but I was unfulfilled. I was so unhappy at that job, man. I hated it so much. And so my cousin, she was like, yo, you should be a teacher. You strike me as a teacher. And, and after I got up off laughing so much, I told her, no, there's no way. I ain't messing with bad, you know what I'm saying, kids. I can't do it. And so I went back to my job, and I hated it so much. I was like, man, look, what I got to do? I need to do something. Because I remember being on tour with J Live and Grap Lover, and they was teachers. And Asher Root.
Yeah.
Yo, this is it. Because I just remember it being summer, and I was like, yo, so when we back off tour, what y'all going to be doing? It was like, chilling. I was like, I got to work. Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. And so I went ahead and did it, and I fell in love, man. That first year, I taught fourth grade, man, and that was everything. And so I went ahead, got my master's in education, and I knew I had to make a difference. So in 2017, I earned my doctorate in education. So that was the plan. Like I said, okay, and once I earned that, I knew like I had a plan. That now it's going to be, I'm on this crusade to help hip hop, be combined with education, because it doesn't make any sense that we tell these young people to, check your culture at the door. Don't bring whoever you are, the person that you are, don't be that person in the classroom. We want you to be something else. That don't make sense. So I'm fighting that.
Yeah, that's a good fight, man. Earlier today, I was having a hard time at home. Things happened. My daughter and I was frustrated with some things that happened. I went outside and I just sat down. It was raining, and I was looking in my neighborhood, and I was seeing we got some huge trees in the neighborhood, really old trees. And I was thinking about, man, they take the beating of rain and sleet and snow and high winds, and like every year they lose their leaves, and but they remain, and every year they grow a little bit stronger, a little bit taller, and they just remain strong and consistent. And so I thought about that as it relates to someone like yourself in education, being at it for so many years, and you have to get beat down by so many the politics of it, the other staff that don't know what they're doing, or judging you, the kids, the fan. There's all these things. Like, what keeps you like that tree, like rooted and staying strong and growing every year and continuing to grow.
That's a dope metaphor. You must be an MC.
A little bit.
Yeah, no, that was dope. Nah, I think what keeps me doing it is at this point, it's just my love for education and my care for the young people. Um, once you start teaching, you get so many babies or kids, right? I mean, I got kids now that are almost 40 that I've been teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like they're older. Because my first class was 2002. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? Kids is grown now. And it's like, as I think about it, a lot of them still reach out. Like I get all the time, like, yo, Rawls, how you doing? I got a brand new baby, or I'm doing this, or they'll hit me like, yo, I need some advice. Like, and that's how I tell my students. I tell all my students, once I'm your teacher, I'm always your teacher. I'm always here for you. So hit me up anytime. It don't matter day or night. You need me, I'm there. And a lot of them take me up on that because of those relationships that I built with them. And I think that's really what keeps me going, knowing that I feel like I'm doing something. I have a purpose. It's the exact opposite of when I was a computer programmer.
You're right. Man, that's dope. I almost anything catch you there?
Nah, I mean, just going back to the book, he just him talking. I love the fact that him and John Robinson talked about the care, that teachers have, and that's what it is, like building those relationships, and that's on the foundation of care. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, and it's like in my teaching experience, when I was substitute teaching, teachers would come in. It's like, how you got this natural rapport with these kids like that? Like, I've been teaching them for weeks, for years, and that, you know what I mean? And it's just, that's what it is. It's like the kids recognize real, and that's why I love young people, man. They can spot a phony in a minute. You know what I'm saying? And if you real. So that's what it is.
And you know what? All of these principles that me and John talk about, they go with coaching too. You know what I'm saying? They go with social services. Like any job or any career where you work with young people, if you build that relationship, it's going to be that much more easier. You can't, I mean, and that's life though, right? Ain't it? I mean, it makes sense. And I think the problem is people don't look at kids as people. That's what I've learned. Like adults look at kids as, oh, you just a little kid. I don't have to respect you. I don't have to hear you. I don't have to listen to what you're saying. You're a child. You don't know what you're saying. And it's like, that's a mistake. That's a big mistake, because these kids, they ain't like when we was growing up. They are on it. And these little computers that they hold in their hands, they can find the answer quick. Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah.
Do you feel like, from my observation, it's like the educational system by and large is set up to like just push kids through the system. So it's like, it doesn't really matter. Like they try to, maybe put information in their heads and have them test and get good grades, hopefully. But even the best students, it's just like, just put them in the system. Whereas I feel like hip hop is more about building that, proverbial, village, and that takes more time and it's slower. Like you said, it's relational. And sometimes kids are not going to do well on the tests, but the holistic approach to that kid is more important than any test, right?
Got it. You got it. My personal opinion, and what do I know? I just got a doctorate in this stuff. But my personal opinion is this. I think that the problem is we emphasize too much on the data. We are so concerned on these kids gotta get they gotta get a certain score on this test, or they're not proficient, they're not this. And that brings down, the district is a failing district and blah 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 and this and that. And so we put so much emphasis on that. We don't realize that this kid is going through something or blah blah blah. And he puts on a post that, I'm about to shoot my grandma in the face and I'm about to go shoot up a elementary school. Nobody notices that. But I bet you they could have told you, this dude in Texas, I bet you they could tell you what his test scores was. I bet you know that. But nobody paid attention that this dude is having some issues. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you got to understand these young people. You got to get to know them. And it's not an easy job, right? You know, bro, teaching is difficult. I'm not sitting here and telling you that this is an easy cakewalk job. It is very difficult because you're dealing with people. Kids are people. They'll come in one day loving you and, oh, I love you, Mr. Rawls, and this and that. And then in the next hour, they mad at me. Hell, yeah. All right. And that's taxing. That's very taxing, right? I mean, you coach, you know what I'm saying, Profound. Like, it's taxing and it's not easy to deal with. But if you care about the young people, then you got to help them see, because they're just that. They're young people. They don't understand how to deal with their feelings. They don't quite understand what this is about. They just shoot off. You know what I'm saying? They shoot off the hip. I'm mad, so I'm mad at you. And then in the next hour, I love you. You know, that's how kids are. Anybody that teaches will tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt.
If I could add to that, like, I feel like it's a lot of teachers, and this is my perspective, and I could be wrong, but this is like my opinion. I feel like it's some teachers that's in the system that love to teach. Like, I could listen to young people talk all day. It give me life. Like, I love the way they think. I love the way they process, see the world, and have conversations. You know what I'm saying? But then you have some teachers that's there. They just in it for a check. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not their purpose. Like, you have to be, I feel like it has to be a calling to be a teacher. Like, you have to have that love to be a teacher. You can't just be because I remember when I was in my undergrad urban teacher program, this guy, the teacher was asking us, why do you want to be a teacher? And everybody gave insightful answers why they wanted to be. And this one dude was like, yeah, I just want summers off. And she was like, well, if that's why you want to be a teacher, you're in the wrong program. You know what I mean? So
that person gonna struggle.
Exactly. So you have to have a love for, like, what you can hear the passion in your voice when you talk about young people. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what needs to be in place. And that's the energy that teachers need to come into the classroom and come into the building with. You know what I mean? The love, the care, that passion for young people. You know what I'm saying?
But let's be real though. A lot of times that gets squashed because
absolutely.
Yes, you have a team in with that, and then you got the administrator or the district saying, well, the test, or we monitoring you, or you ain't doing it. You gotta do it like this. Best practices. I know you heard that before. If you teach, what are best practices? Right. So it's like, best practices might be best practices for what we talking about. We might say Westchester, right? MC Till, you know what that is. But if we go over, to Bond Hill or Avondale, that might not be the case. So you got every class, every student, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be different. It's not gonna be best practices. That's the problem. You can't just say we're gonna do it this way for every class, every student in America. Nope.
It don't.
You got to do it for Susie. MC Till needs a different way. I got to do a different way. Profound. Everybody needs a different way because all of y'all learn differently. All of y'all hear it differently. You see it differently. You think about it differently. So my job is, as a teacher, is to get to know each of y'all. So I know, okay, MC Till likes, trees, and he notices the trees and the roofs. IMOS is on, that Renaissance. Cap D and the Profound is on that football. Like, now I know. So now when I come up to you and have a conversation, I'm like, Profound, tell me about practice. How was it? Blah, 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 this and that. Yo, break it down. Let's do it. And then you talking to me and you telling me and we having a conversation and you feel that connection.
Yeah.
You feel that connection. So now when you walking down the hallway and your pants is sagging, and I ask you, Profound, come on, man, pull your pants up for me. You know what it is. You like, I got you, Mr. Rawls. Whereas Mr. Such and Such, who don't talk to you, and the only time he does talk to you is when he's telling you to do something. You be like, man, stop talking to me. Or you're going to cuss him out. What? That's the difference. And it's like, it's not even rocket science. This is not rocket science.
Right.
This ain't. But
no, I hear you.
That's me, man.
No, I'm
sorry. I am I'm very passionate.
I love it. I love it. And I was just going to ask you for an example, but that's a great example right there, because I think in some people's minds, when you talk about like hip hop in the classroom, they might think of like, rapping a song with, whatever, but it's way more deep than that. And it's way more that was a perfect example.
In fact, that's the very tip of the iceberg. That's the stuff that you do if you don't know what you're doing. Like not even that's the first wave, what Emory Petchower called the first wave of hip hop pedagogy. It was when all we did was play rap lyric. You play a Biggie song and you say, okay, pull out the pronouns. What's the adjectives? What's the adverbs? That's so surface level. Now I'm building with you and getting to know you and using the aesthetics of hip hop. I might put y'all in a cipher. We in a cipher, and that's how we do our discussions. That's how we do our spelling bees. You know what I'm saying? So that we're using the aesthetics of hip hop, not just use these lyrics. Nah, don't do that.
Right. And what I love about that, go ahead, Almas.
No, I was just saying he's absolutely right. That performative approach, you know what I'm saying, but not the critical thinking approach. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So that's facts.
I love that approach because I think it resonates. Even though it's different, you have to get to know every setting. It works in every setting as well. It plays out in different ways, but that approach works. The
reason it plays out is because it's a part of youth culture. See, the thing is, hip hop is now youth culture. So there's no more of like hip hop was, well, what is this? Nah, everybody know what it is. And if you don't believe me, rewind back to the Super Bowl that we just watched. Anybody remember the halftime? All of us watched. Every single one of us watched it, and we saw that. And this was my proof. I teach college age, so 18, 19, 20-year-olds came into class the next day like, oh, did you see that, Mr. Raw? We was this and that. It was hot. It was this and that. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, y'all do know that every one of them performers was 50, right? You know that, right? And they're like, yeah, but it's classic. It's this, it's that. And I'm like, because y'all's parents listened to it and you heard it when you was growing up. See, here's the key. Here's the key. I'm trying to profess. I'm a professor. Let me profess right? So here's the key. This is the first time in history that the parents and the kids listen to the same music.
Say it.
This is the first time in history that we understand where they coming from. We get when we see XXX Tentacion or whatever that dude name is with the pants sagging and 1,000 tattoos, because these kids think they invented that. And I'm like, man, no, we was doing that. Like, y'all not, this ain't new. We know what it is to be sagging your pants. We know what it is with the, so it's like, we can talk that same language. Now, we may not listen to Lil Durk or Lil whoever or Young this or NBA this or whoever. We may not listen to that on a daily basis because we're going to play Rakim or Nas or, some Dilla, right? But the principle is the same. It's still hip hop. And that's why we can talk to them. And that's why when you come in as a substitute, you relate with them kids like that because you get it. You see when they got their Jordans on, how they got them freaked, and you know why they doing that. And then the teacher that ain't in the culture is lost, and they don't get it. So they don't they don't say a nice, yo, I like them threes. Little comments like that. If I say that to a student, they know where I am. They know what's up. Exactly. And they know I know what's up. You see what I'm saying? So they easier to relate to me.
Yep. Yeah, totally.
Wow.
We got J Rawls on the show, dropping some incredible knowledge as always. And what else would you expect from a doctor?
Man,
doctor's in the house, being the professor he is. Hey, we got some fun questions for you lined up. And Profound might have some too, but I want to get these fun questions off before we talk about what you have going on next. All right. What is your favorite style of music outside of hip hop?
Brazilian.
Brazilian.
Brazilian. I mean, if you listen to my Twitch, I'm on Twitch every Sunday at 6 p.m. and I'm playing music. I really don't play too much hip hop. I play a lot of Brazilian. I mean, in my car, I'm listening to Brazilian music or like dance floor house. I've been listening to other stuff, man. My mind is going different. I'm changing. I guess I'm getting older because I'm listening to other stuff.
It's all good, man.
Good question.
It's all good. All right. This next question: if you could pick one producer, you can't pick yourself, and you could pick one MC and put them together for an album, who would you pick? Who would you like to see working together?
Man, I can't just do one. I could put a bunch of scenarios. I could do Madlib and Common. I could do High Tech and John Robinson. I could do I mean, I'm just naming some of my favorite producers. I got one of my favorite producers, this kid named Rashad out of Columbus. Y'all may have heard him, y'all may not have, but Rashad is incredible. He's produced for Jadakiss. He's produced you know, the dude from Stranger Things, Caleb McLaughlin. Okay. He did his whole album. That dude just dropped the album. He did the whole thing.
Wow.
He's produced for Stally, but he's incredible. He's a prodigy. He's Jay Sand's little cousin.
Wow.
He's a prodigy.
And he goes by Rashad?
Rashad, yeah. Rashad.
I'll have to check that out.
But I mean, I would like to put him with with like I rock over him. Like I like combinations of cats who like I ain't never heard you before. Ooh, put them together. What you got?
Wow.
So I mean, that's too many to name.
Well, a remix of the question: who would you want to do an album with that you have not worked with?
Yo, you know, people ask me that all the time. I really, honestly, I'm open to different cats, man. You know who I like working with? Up and coming dudes that's hungry, that ain't been discovered because they're hungrier. They want it. You know, I could say easily like a Common. For years, I wanted to work with Common. I've never met him. Maybe one day I will. Who knows? But you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I met him, but it wasn't like, it was just in passing with Quali and High Tech and all them. But he probably don't even remember who I was. But if I could sit down with him, you know. But my favorite producer of all time is Q-Tip. I'd like a Q-Tip instrumental. Did I get a Q-Tip instrumental album?
That'd be possible. Well, I'm pretty sure Q-Tip and Common watches the show every Thursday night, so I'm sure they heard this. They're gonna reach out to you. All right, next question. Best spot to go digging in your personal opinion?
Sao Paulo, Brazil, or Amsterdam, Netherlands, or Tokyo, Japan, Shibuya. But you're gonna spend a lot of money if you go to any of them, boys. It's gonna cost. It's gonna cost.
All right, last fun question before a little more serious one. Is cereal a soup?
What? I guess if you leave it sitting in the milk long enough, it could become a soup. Because I finish mine. I eat Frosted Flakes, and I finish my flakes before they get soup.
So your determination is how long the cereal sits in the soup. If you eat it crunchy, it's cereal, but if you let it sit, it's soup.
Yes, because Frosted Flakes or Fruity Pebbles, and that's it. I'm good.
All right. Last one's a little bit more serious. Can you tell us something that people may not know about you?
Let's see. I am. There's a couple things. Number one, I cut hair. I used to cut hair. When I was 16, I asked my pops and my moms for some clippers for Christmas. Because my dad was taking me to get a haircut like every week, and it was $10 a week, and I was like, "Can I have that $10 for records?" So I got the $10 for my allowance and the $10 from the haircut, and I had $20 to get records. I was like, "Yes!" But that was so I started cutting bowl cuts when I was a sophomore in high school. But I learned how to cut, and I ended up cutting and making money. And I cut I had 3 sons, so I cut all of their hair. I didn't spend no money on barbers, you know, so it was worth it. But the other thing is I'm a TV-aholic. Like I'm a TV head. Like I'm constant, and I watch HGTV or Family Feud. Hey, I be watching I get my TV on, and the History Channel, please. The History Channel and American Heroes Channel. I love history. Facts. I can sit and watch history all day. I'm watching The Food That Built America. Like right now, when we get off, I'm about to watch my Hulu and watch The Food That Built America.
Dope. So dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
I love history. I love.
Well, before we thank you for that. Before we transition, I want to bring in our man Coop Art, who listens almost every Thursday night. He said it's Coop from HDZ. J Rawls, you and Sands always looked out, fam. Appreciate you. One of the greats. Word.
Yo, tell him peace and blessings and real talk. Man, somebody give him my info. He need to make some more head shirts from back in the day. I was looking at an old YouTube clip of Scribble Jam, and they had the head. I would rock a head shirt today.
Oh, that's dope.
Tell Coop,
there you go,
today.
Coop. Coop Art, man. There you go. I guess who was Coop Art talk? Oh, was that Queen Heroin? Yeah, last week Queen Heroin was on, and Coop was trying to get her to do more art. So I guess we're gonna have to get Coop to do art and Queen Heroin to do art as well.
Yeah, so, definitely.
Before we get into celebrating some classic albums and some groups and artists that you like, wanted to just ask you about what you're up to now. Like, what are you working on? Some music? Are you creating a new curriculum, new books? What do you have in the pipeline now?
Man, all of the above. Y'all got time? All of the above. So I'm doing. I'm almost done with it. New album with Rhett. We got Craig G on it. We got Illa J. We got Frank Nitt. We got Rascast. We got Blue. We serious. This album is gonna be crazy. We're going to shoot a video in LA in June with Illa J and Frank Nitt. Then I got an album coming with DJ Center out of Brooklyn, New York. And this album's called Brazilian Dream. And that is me getting the Brazilian, some of that kind of music, man. We're gonna kill it. And I got a 7-inch coming on DJ Center's label, Push the Fader. That's house music.
Oh
yeah, man.
Okay.
That's coming in end of the summer. J Rawls, how people I don't know how people gonna feel, but it's me, but it's up tempo. You can dance to me now. You can dance. But and then other than that, me and John just finished book number 2. And this, hold on, let me get it. There it is. This is the this is the activity guide for Boomer Gang. Okay,
there it is.
So this is where we give activities and actual show you how to use some of the things that we talked about in Youth Culture Power.
Dope.
So that one is coming in the next few weeks. That'll be here for teachers, educators, etc. And then so what I've been doing now though is writing and working on book 3, which is called Hip Hop. And it basically explains everything I just got done talking to y'all about. Like if you're gonna teach nowadays, you need a hip hop mentality. You've got to understand like the role the hip hop plays. Even if you're not hip hop, you got to learn that mentality because that's where we headed.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Man, that's dope, man. Can you say the name of the book one more time that you're writing right now?
The book 3, Hip Hop Mentality. That won't be out for another year or so.
Okay.
Because we're still in the works. But How Can I Move the Crowd is that'll be in Amazon in about 3 or 4 weeks. Sweet. So this is me and John's second book right here. We got the little artist.
Is supposed to be you there?
Yeah, man, that's your boy. Check me out. Look at John. He's so cool.
Yeah.
We silly.
For real.
Yeah,
that's dope, man.
Trying to do it, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's get into some dope music and a good segue, giving you some more props from Abron. That Wordsworth joint on the Essence of J Rawls was mad dancing. Dope joint.
Oh yeah, so you talking about the Essence of Soul? That's the one with Venus Malone. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that's that album. Hold up, let me see. Right there, that's that album. The Essence of Soul. Yeah, it is. That one has Eric Roberson on it. Aloe Black.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. Cool. Almas, Profound, anything else you want to ask before we get into this classic album?
Yeah, how do you balance all of that? Like, how do you like balance? Oh, I had 2 questions for you. Isn't it like a hip hop department? Aren't you creating like a hip hop department at Ohio State University for hip hop?
Not quite. Okay. At Ohio University.
University.
At Ohio University. I'm creating the first hip hop based education program in the College of Education anywhere in the States.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
And the program's called the Hope Program. And so y'all got to look that up, man. Google Ohio University Hope Program and it'll tell you about it. But yeah, man, this is the first hip hop based education program for pre-service teachers. So I'm teaching teachers how to use that hip hop mentality and how to be able to do that. and it's been going well, man. We in our first year.
Wow.
We starting year 2, and the students love it. They love it.
Amazing. And then how do you balance all of that, like academic, this, because the pace of academia is like ridiculous, and then the music, like what do you do to like balance all of that?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you, man. Because I'm married too, so I got to get a wife her time, right? And then I got the kid, but it's just, I just do my passion. Like, for instance, like this past week, I just was feeling creative, so I was making beats, and that's all I did. I didn't write. And then yesterday, I wrote for the first time for like 3 hours, and then today I spent 7 hours writing. So however, I just go by feeling. Like, how do I feel today? Do I feel creative? Do I need to, hit pads? Do I need to hit buttons, or do I need to click the keys? Like, how am I feeling? But I'm always doing something. I don't ever sit and just do nothing unless I'm watching the History Channel.
That's what's up.
That's dope.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else, fellas? Before we have some fun.
I got one last quick formula for
You're good.
For Dr. Rawls. Black Thought, Pharoah Monch, Pop, Royce the 5'9", and Common in a cipher. Who stops rhyming first?
Snap.
Oh my God! You said who stopped? You said Pasta News. Roy, honestly, I don't know, man.
Stop rhyming first.
You now this dude asking impossible questions. God, Jesus, or Jehovah. I'm like, He's like, who is it gonna? I'm like, no, listen. And I know half of them dudes, so hold up, you ain't about to get me in trouble. He gonna have Black Thought and then hit me. I'm like, what'd you say on that, yo, son? Hey man, I'm just
and you see how I got you. Like, I ain't even say who's better.
Nah, you said who stops. Yeah, nah. Hey, I don't know if any of them stop. They all dope. You see how I weasel my way out of that. Next question.
I don't think they would stop either. I think it would keep going on.
Yeah, that would be one for the ages. I do have a question, more open ended. You were very involved in that first Black Star album, Brown Skin Lady, and a few other joints. Did you get a chance to listen to the new Black Star album? And if so, what were what's your reflections on it?
I did, man. It's dope. Shoot, the album is crazy. Supreme Alchemy and No Fear of Time are my favorite joint. Quai, me and Quai have been talking about this album for the last couple of, it's been done for years. Yeah. So it's not like it's, done for, like, they've been listening, they know it. I mean, it had, and I hadn't gotten a chance to hear it because we never was just at a point, but he was like, yo, I'll let you hear it next time we sitting, but we just never got to sit. But I mean, it's Madlib, Yasin Bey and Kweli. Like, I mean, what you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? And even if you don't like every song, the ones that are dope are literally everything. Like, they're so good that I got like 4 on there that's just everything to me, and I think it's just 10 songs. So
it's on the short side. But were you feeling like, man, I hope I can get a beat on there?
Nah, man, I knew what it was. Kweli, I mean, like, I haven't even worked with Kwai in years. Like, they, I think more so it's like, all right, we worked with him. Now we move. Who else haven't we worked with? Who haven't we worked with? They wanna grow too. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't expect it at all.
I didn't have this question prepared, but I'm curious to know if you have any insights on this. Kweli, he has a lot of back and forth with a lot of people online. I don't know if you've seen this. And sometimes I've read some of these, and it just seems like nobody's really listening to each other. Do you have any insights or anything to offer people, when they get into a back and forth with Kweli?
No, because Kweli is a grown man, right? So he's going to say what he wants. Hey, listen, he's a millionaire. So what are you going to tell him? I mean, he don't need you. He don't need your money. He don't need nothing from you. So he going to say what he want when he want to. And hey, you see my lips are sealed. I ain't got nothing to say. I mean, my whole thing is most of the stuff he's saying though, I understand where he's coming from. Qual is an activist and always was. Like this ain't. It's not like he just changed all of a sudden. When I met him, he worked in a bookstore. Like Qual is he's smart and he knows stuff and he don't mind calling people out. So, I don't know if I would do it like that. I mean, no, I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't do all that because I'm not a confrontational person. But I don't think that bothers Quali, and he doesn't mind telling you, "Yo, you fucked up," and he'll tell you like, "Oh you messed up," that kind of thing.
He doesn't mind. All right, want to go into celebrating some music that I think you like, and with this little segment we call One Word. I'll show you the album cover, read the name for the podcast listeners, and if you can describe how you feel or describe the album in one word, you will get a point. All right, you ready for this? All right, here we go. First album is From Where by Mad Skills.
Dilla.
Yes. That's
one of the earliest times I heard Dilla, and I was like, who did that beat?
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you know of Dilla before this album?
No, I didn't. And it was JD at the time, right?
Right.
I didn't. It was like, you know what? Because it was always everything was saying the Uma. So like I was trying to figure out who is the Uma. And then somebody was like, yo, it's Q-Tip, and then some new kid and Ali Shaheed. And I'm like, huh? But they got a certain sound. It's like there's somebody behind the scenes that's doing that sound, that swing. That swing is different. Right. And so it was like the Keith Murray, you know what I'm saying?
That joint was dope.
I think it was the Beats, Rhymes, and Life album with and then that Mad Skills, and then I'm like, hold up. And then I had that 10 Little Indians, and then it was like a whole bunch of little things. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dope. All right, next album is Mad Villain.
You said one word. Madlib. For me, man, it's about the beats and the production. And I love Doom as a rapper, but Madlib's beats are, and then, as time moves on and you start going through records and you find that Fever Tree or you find that Clarence Clearwater Revival, and you like, hold up, how does this dude come up with these? So them beats, Madlib is really like, every time I see Madlib, that's what he do this to me. He go, whoo, like I got dope beats. And I'll be like sitting there like, dude, you are the king. Or so we both go, whoo. We just see each other like, whoo.
That's dope.
Man,
that's dope.
Is everything.
All right. Two more here. This is Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop by Diamond D.
I went for mine, but that ain't one word. But that song.
You don't get a point this round.
I don't get a point that round. That song, I don't know how else to put it. That song is everything for me. I know everybody knows it for Busta Rhymes on my NY stuff, but nah, that for me, that's the first time I ever heard that Faded Lady, and that was everything.
Yeah, it was dope.
Diamond D is one of my favorites.
Same. Last one. This is Mecca and the Soul Brother by Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Yes, look at that.
Troy will be the one word, or I should really say Tom. I'll leave it at that. See if y'all know what I'm talking about. Tom. I can't use two words, or I'd say Tom Scott. But Tom, that just blew my mind. And then I could even say another word is SP. Because flip them beats, man.
Yeah.
For me, it's all about the beats, man. I'm a producer. I'm a digger. I dig for records every week. Every single week, I'm in a record store.
Oh wow!
Every week.
Then we definitely need to get you back down here to everybody's.
Trust me. Sometimes I fly down there and just pop in. I or shake it or something. And then sometimes I go to Cleveland. I go to Dayton. I go to Omega. That's why I said I go every week. I dig. If it's not Columbus, Cincinnati, Canton, Akron, Dayton, I go somewhere every week.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Super dope. Well, J Rawls, last thing we always do on the Boom Bap Chat is give shout outs. So we'll we'll give our shout outs first, and then we'll turn it over to you to give the final shout outs of the night. Profound, who do you want to shout out tonight, my man?
Oh man, let's shout out the mighty Dr. Rawls. And man, my brothers, the Boom Bap brothers, Till, Io, Stowe, Joe, and Bo, and the Profound Six, and little Elijah. I'm getting him. I'm gonna have him running tonight. Actually, wait the next week. We're gonna start tonight. Get out there in that ground right
rough, now.
and too. So but he the leader of the team, so we gotta put him on it. But that's all I got, man. And shout out to Chicago, of course, the crib, man, and everybody here in hip hop, of course.
Right on. Iomas, who you got?
And just shout out, Dr. J Rawls for coming through. You named every artist that inspired me to be on the route that I'm on right now. Asher Rule, J Live, Grab Lover, yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like John Robinson, like this is what you all like laid the groundwork for me to be where I'm at today. So just want to say props to you. Sending love and prayers to the families in Texas with that situation. That kind of rocked me, man. And Buffalo for sure. That rocked me, man. It's still on my heart and my mind. Yeah, just thinking about those kids being in that situation. Man, shout out all the educators out there, man, with the hip hop mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to change education from regular, you know what I'm saying, to something extraordinary, the way it's supposed to be intended, you know what I'm saying, to serve the students, Yeah, absolutely. And, shout out to, people that's here. Shout out to Boom Bap Chat brothers, Bo, Stowe, Pro, Till, the family, you know what I'm saying? And shout out, Ohio, Cincinnati, Columbus, wherever you at in Ohio, and shout out the crib, Chicago, man. Southside all day, man. Peace, man. Peace.
Thanks, Iomas. I want to shout out my man Profound down there that has a new album, a new CD, Distant Gratification, along with our new book, the Native Tongues Review, a book all about the native tongues. Those things were supposed to come out tomorrow, but we are making them bigger and better. We got more to proofread, more to edit, so we're pushing it back to July 8th. So if you already pre-ordered the book and the CD, it's still coming, and it's going to be even better. So you're going to get more bang for your buck. So just be patient with us as we make it the best we can make it. So July 8th is the new date for that. And shout out to Alex Dye from Tuned Up, who just wrote a really dope review for Profound's new album. So we appreciate you, Alex. Thanks for doing that. And shout out to Drez of Black Sheep, who is going to be our guest next Thursday. Excited to have him back on the Bap Chat. Can't wait to
tell him what's up. What's up.
Definitely will. And last but definitely not least, the good Dr. J Rawls. Shout out to you. It's always fun having an educator in the house because, for us, I don't know if there's a higher calling in life than to educate and to give back to, our kids in the way that you do. So we really appreciate you, love your work, and, just really appreciate what you do. So thanks for giving up some of your time to come be with us tonight. So thank you. And with that, we'll hand it over to you for the final shout outs.
Oh, man. Just shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Profound Till. Appreciate y'all for having me on. Shout out to Sharif, for setting it up. And just, shout out to all the teachers out there and to all the students that they love. You know what I'm saying? Education is the key, man. That's really, especially just as crazy as the world is right now. Just shout out to everybody trying to do something positive, man. Let's keep it at that.
Right on. And on that note, we say peace. Peace.